I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I'm going to lay out and drill the holes for the mounts on the vise jaws for the bandsaw. Shouldn't take too long. Now, this is where it's easy to get confused. When you're working on something like this, the tendency is to put it down like that and trace around it. Well, if you do that, you're going to end up with this thing exactly backwards to what you want. You really need to go this way. So that's where having a drawing comes in handy. The center line of this hole is 1 inch from this face. So if I go down here and I go 1 inch, and I strike a line, and then it is 1/2 inch in from this face. That would have been easier if they'd have said, oh, well, we'll just trace that along and make that other hole here 1 inch. But they didn't. They said that's going to be 1 3/8. 4.5 inches over from the center line of this hole, and 1 3/8 up from this face. Four and a half. One and 3/8. These are still just scratches on steel. They're not drilled yet. So I need to go through and double check all of my dimensions. And this hole is 1 1/8 in and 7/8 inch up. One and 1/8 and 7/8. Seven eighths. Measure twice, cut once. 1 1/16. Now I need to lay out the dimensions for this notch. As the lower blade guide comes down, it has to clear that notch. Doesn't leave us a lot of room for that hole. One and 1/4. The next mark is 1 5/8. Now, this angle is a lot deeper than this one, but the depth doesn't really matter because the angle is going to match. You know, if I swing this jaw forward, it's still going to clear. Swinging it back on this pivot point isn't possible, so I really only have to worry about coming forward like that. Laying out a 45-degree angle from this up to there, just a matter of drawing a line. It's not a fussy line, it's just a clearance. I know it's going to start there, bring my ruler up to it. I could cut this all the way over. This will give it more than enough surface area to have a good grasp of the bed on the saw. We should be fine. Prick punch, I can go in and actually feel that intersection. Give it just a little tap. Look, make sure I'm right. Give it another tap. The automatic is handy and you can be fairly accurate with it, but when you push down, you tend to want to push a little sideways while you're pushing down. The hammer and punch only goes straight down. Feel where that intersection is.
Once I've got the holes clearly marked with the prick punch, then I go back over them with a center punch and make a 90-degree punch mark. That gets the drill bit with its 89-degree point centered right straight on the hole.
Okay, now I drill the holes. The table locked down, the part clamped to the table tightened. I can crank down the drill. I'm going to put a drop of oil on it. Well, that's the set of vise jaws drilled. They still have to be cut. So let's cut the notch in there. Make room for the blade guides. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.